trying to sit up straight, not slouch, because I want to show you guys something kind of cool and important and deeply sentimental to me. And this may be the single most valuable thing I own. Now, I'm not an expert in watches and stuff, so correct me if I'm wrong. But I do believe that Rolex is considered a quite high quality brand, if I'm correct. So, so how do I have this? I inherited it. This was my dad's, and I always associate this watch with my dad because it was his, but he also wore this at pretty much every fancy occasion he could. This was the watch this was like one of the things he was most proud of, besides me, of course. And he got it at the age of 29, which is only a year younger than me. I'm a year older than he was at that moment. And so me and my dad share several things, and one of the things that we share is that we both grew up in the Middle East, and both of our dads worked for a company called Aramco, which is, I'm certain, a company you've heard of, and a very justifiably controversial company, but it's part of our whole heritage. And when he first, he had grown up there, his dad had worked there, and he had moved to Texas for a while as an adult, and he went to law school. But, my dad, I always felt my dad felt most comfortable in Saudi, and I got a sense that that's where he always wanted to go back to. And so he applied for a job in Aramco, and he got it. And the first thing he did there was he bought this Rolex. Now, Aramco gives you a Rolex for 30 years, 30 years of service, and it's always a new Rolex. And what a lot of people do is there was a guy who worked in a food court, and they would sell it to him, and then they would buy, then people would buy Rolexes at cheaper. So at 29, that's my dad's first paycheck. First thing he does is go out and he gets this. And he carries this pretty much for the rest of his life. And I was looking it up recently, and I saw a similar one of this, and I'm probably wrong, or maybe I'm just in shock, but it seems like something like this is maybe worth about $30,000 today, and he paid less than that. And that's tempting, but it's very tempting, but it's also, I can't give this up. And I don't ever really want to give this up. I want to keep this and, I don't know, transfer it down to the next generation at some point. Because it makes me happy to think of my dad as a young man, starting his life, being excited, and going out and indulging himself in something fancy for the first time. And even though this is going in a safety deposit box, and we'll probably stay there for a while, for safety, mostly, because it would be heartbreaking to lose this, I'm happy in some way that his spirit gets to